Heard but not seen.
That's the best way for us to be viewed, I think.
I'm gonna say, as soon as people see what we look like, they'll be fucking tuned straight off.
Going on now.
Well, hello everybody. Sorry it's 25 minutes late. We're quite fat and had to eat. But we've been saying for months it's been coming soon, and here it is, Tapes to Flag episode 1. And it's naturally I'm joined by Mr. Dill. How are we doing this evening?
Yeah, not too bad, much. It wouldn't be a shoot 'em shower week without some form of us talking nonsense on the interweb, would it? So we've finally decided to bring our coming soon to reality, because that was almost going to be put on our tombstones, I think.
Mate, I'd already got mine ordered with Tapes to Flag podcast coming soon.
Oh God.
It's alright. I don't think it's quite been made yet, so we'll be alright.
We'll be real.
So on to our first course of action, I suppose you could say. There's been some fixture changes going on in the Championship, because we love fixture changes. And this Sunday should have been the first leg of the Knockout Cup final. However, they've changed it to the playoffs.
How nice of them.
I mean, it's the same opponents. It's still Redcar versus Pool on Sunday. It's just the second leg of the playoff semi-final, in which Pool leading on aggregate by 6.
Just a quick comment from Michelle. Evening, guys. Hello, Michelle.
Good evening. All you and little Tommy are doing well on this Thursday afternoon, or evening, or whatever time of day you want to call it. So, Redcar versus Pool on Sunday, and then next Wednesday will be Pool versus Redcar in the first leg of the Knockout Cup final. And we're going to see quite a lot of these two teams over the next few days, because then on the Friday the 10th, it's Redcar versus Pool in the Knockout Cup final. I'm bored of saying Redcar versus Pool now, I'm not going to lie.
A lot of Redcar versus Pool going on, isn't there?
A lot of Redcar versus Pool going on. And obviously the league grand final will be determined between Redcar and or Pool. Redcar or Pool, and Glasgow. And then obviously the BSN series finals are still to be determined, dependent on whether Redcar beat Glasgow or Glasgow beat Redcar. And that's happening on the 19th? No, the 12th. The 12th.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a week on Sunday, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct, Mundo.
Yeah. I knew I didn't imagine it. I knew there was something coming up on that day.
Knowing us, probably a watch along.
More than likely. A lot of Redcar in there. Redcar have had a fantastic season, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been good to see as well. To be honest, they're not a massive club. So to see a small club succeed is quite good, and I do hope that they win at least another trophy to go along with the pairs.
Yeah, and they're still in competition for all three, trophies as well. The playoff semi-final against Pool's in the balance. I do think Redcar have got it in them to turn Pool over at the Echo Arena. The issue is they're without Jody Scott for the meeting on Sunday and the meeting at Pool on Wednesday with concussion.
And the white meeting at Redcar on the Friday as well.
The one against Glasgow, isn't it, that one?
No, the one against Pool in the
Is
cup
that on a
final.
Friday?
Yeah.
When's the Glasgow one now then?
The 12th on a Sunday.
That's the one, okay.
Yeah, Jody's the next date he can ride is the 11th, which is the British Under-19 final day, I want to say.
What day is that on?
Saturday.
Oh, that's ruined it. There'd have been a watch-along today if it weren't on a Saturday.
Week on Saturday.
Winnie's in the comments. Evening, gents. Once all this then. This is the podcast that we've been promising has been coming soon for quite a while. We thought it best not do this in the off season, so start it now so people know what to expect from it, and then when the off season comes it should flow like tomato sauce over your chips.
Oh, chips.
Mm.
So there's some championship fixture changes and alterations and whatever you want to call it, really. Going from the championship into something a little bit closer, and you could almost say a little bit, or dependent on who you support, close to home. And I'm only saying this because I've got a very big invested interest in this. SON2 tomorrow.
It is SON2 tomorrow, yeah.
Big day for the under-21s. I can't remember who won it last year. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't Britain, I don't think. Was it Poland?
Was it Poland?
It was probably Poland.
More than like, I don't know. I can't remember either.
I'll tell you what. We'll say it's Poland, and I'm sure somebody in the comments can correct us here. So Team Poland haven't got Wiktor Pojemski in their team because he's injured. I'll search his replacement in a minute. I'm just looking at the graphics Gunny put out earlier.
It's a big loss for Poland, that, isn't it? Wiktor Pojemski's a fantastic rider.
Oh, he's brilliant. Damien, I do apologise now in advance if I get the words wrong. Poland spell their names really weird. But Damien Ratajczak. That.
Him.
And Antoni Kawicki.
All funny names, aren't they? This is probably why we're not doing a watch-along to that, to be honest, because they're all funny names. We'd end up butchering them all.
And then, moving on, they face the Tea Drinkers, or otherwise known as Great Britain.
Tea Drinkers.
Led by Dan Thompson, who's had a fantastic season this season for both Ipswich and Glasgow. Who will be partnered with Luke Harrison.
Your vested interest.
My vested interest. And he's the reason I've been having flyers this week. So, if you can stay over there another couple of weeks, Luke, I'd be greatly appreciative. And Luke Colleen.
Who is British but grew up and was born and all that in Australia, but he's British. which starts that age-old debate of, a bit like Ty Wuffenden, is he Aussie, is he British? A bit like Rory Schlein, who's been in Britain longer than a lot of British people. Is he Aussie, is he British?
Because I said something in the big group chat. A lot of people disagreed with me, but I still stand by it. If you do a sport, you represent the country you were born in.
But then that would mean Adam Ellis would be French, Robert Lambert would be German,
Well, and so be it.
Dan Bewley would be Cumbrian.
And so be it. So yeah, that's just my stance on things. If I was a PM, I'd change things up a little bit. Anyway, on to Australia, and these, you're never going to believe this, have actually got 3 Australians in the team.
Wow, I ain't having that. Just a quick one before we look at that. Anyone that is watching, get in the comments, give us your SON2 and SON predictions, which we can read out once we've done these previews. If we say that now, people can comment while we look at them, and then we can read them out after. Smart.
Smart idea.
Winnie says Mark Laram would have been Maltese. That's far too close to Maltesers, and that's making me hungry.
I think that's somewhere near Spain, innit?
I think you might be right.
But I got a U in geography, so Winnie will probably come in and say, Dan, it's in Antarctica, pal.
I got an N for geography, N for never turned up.
At least you're honest.
I couldn't be asked of it, so just didn't go.
So, so Team Australia led by Mitchell McDermott, who's been alright for Oxford, I suppose.
That pains you to say, don't it?
It does.
That really hurts you to say. I could feel the pain coming through there. That really hurt you.
Praising Oxford hurts more than a heart, right?
I could feel the pain come through the screen then, that you having to praise somebody that had done well for Oxford.
Zishki, who rides for Workington, that's about it. And looking at this graphic, you'd think he was filming 2 people snogging in Scunthorpe Beef.
James Pearson, what a boy! The stories we have with that lad, brilliant.
And then we've got Germany. I do believe one of these riders, I'm not too sure which one it is, has pulled out because that lass is taking place in it for Germany. I'm not sure who she's replacing. I'm just going by the graphic that Scunny's put out. And Germany are led by Norit Bladorn. Then partnered by Johnny Wynant and Mario Halsell.
Oh.
And yeah, weird names then. Then we've got Team Denmark, who, let's be honest, looking at this, should win it quite comfortably. With Bastian Pedersen, Mikkel Andersen and V-Lads Nigel.
He's actually turning up. He had doing a Glasgow and just not showing up.
The white and red suits him better than the red and white, so he'll turn up for that. Then we've got the Czechs with the Bubble Bath Man, or Adam Bubba Bednar as he's known to his mates. Jan Jenik and Yaroslav Vinesek. Whoever he is.
Half of these we don't even know who they are, do we?
No. Then we've got Team Sweden with Kasper Emmerson, Rasmus Carlsen, not Magnus Dan. Rasmus Carlsen.
He's got a bit younger.
And Eric Persson. And then finally, last but by no means least, Latvia with Nikita Kulkins, Artems Jahudo, and Damiz Filminovs.
Should we change you to Daniel the Butcher Palmer?
Well, I mean, I used to chop pigs up for a living, so you may as well.
Oh God. Uh, we may as well do the predictions for that now while we think about it.
We're talking about it. We may as well.
So, SON2 predictions, Palmer. Top 3 we'll go with.
Any particular order or just the top 3?
We'll do first, second, third in that order.
First, I'm going to go for Team Denmark because that team just looks packed with talent. Second, I'll go Poland, and the third, I'll go Australia.
Ooh, we were close. I've gone for Denmark first, Poland second, and I've gone for the wild tea drinkers in third. But maybe that's heart over head.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to sound like a very nice person here towards our home team. Barring maybe Latvia and Germany, I think Britain look quite weak, and that's no disrespect to Dan, Luke. I'm not bored about the other Luke, but it's just a lack of international experience that might mess them up a little bit.
Weren't it people like Drew Kemp and Leon Flint in this meeting last year who are vastly more experienced on certainly Polish shale?
It was Dan Thompson, Leon Flint, and Sam Hagen.
So there was a bit more experience, weren't there?
Dan Thompson got injured in it halfway through, and we had Leon Flint and Sam Hagen.
That makes sense. And you'd have to imagine Sam Hagen would have been around about the lineup again had he not crashed in Berwick's last home meeting.
Yeah, can't disagree with that, to be honest.
Proper SON predictions in a moment, but first we'll look at those lineups. And this is good. This one we've got a little bit more of a taster for, because for our sins we watched both the semi-finals and they were both extremely boring.
There wasn't the greatest of viewings, was there?
Which one would you say was more boring, the Tuesday or the Wednesday?
I'll be honest, Mucker. I only watched all the Tuesdays one because Britain was in it. I think I turned it off yesterday at about heat 19, just after we'd come off our little chinwag. And then I went on a bike ride because it was more entertaining. And then I just started biking and singing Taylor Swift.
Fair enough. You know, my question would be, though, the Americans missed out for one reason or another, but looking at some of the teams in there, would America have given more of a battle, maybe? Because some of those teams were absolutely piss poor.
To be honest, I think I might have said this last night. It was Argentina, wasn't it, that replaced America?
Yeah, and they were crap.
Wouldn't have made any difference. America are crap anyway.
Although,
so it wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever.
If you listen to what's being said by Pabanzi, it looks like there's going to be an American Grand Prix rider next year.
Greg Hancock coming out of retirement, let's go.
No, let's have a look at the proper SON lineups then. And you know, for the teams other than Poland, we can give our honest thoughts on how they looked in their semi-finals.
So, for the final on Saturday, starting at 5:30, if you're watching it on the tally box, Czech Republic, Václav Milik, Jankovic, Adam Bubba Bednar. He's been a busy boy this week.
He is, isn't he? Czech looked okay last night without really setting the world on fire, didn't they? They were the best of the rest. They did what they had to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed with Adam Bubba Bednar. I'm not gonna lie. I wish somebody over here would sign him. I wish he'd be interested in racing over here, to be honest, because I'd pay to go and watch him anywhere. And if I didn't have to get on a plane, it'd be even great. So, Adam, if you're listening, pal, get over to the UK, mush. Yeah. Check. Moving on to Team B. Sweden. who are led by Jacob Forsell and Frederick Lindgren, with reserve finished Timo Lahti.
Yeah, the Timo Lahti one's interesting, isn't he? Because he's Finnish, but he was born in Sweden and has Swedish something or nothing citizenship or something, which lets him choose. He's got
His
split nationality, isn't it?
Swedish. His
Yeah.
dog's parrot Swedish, isn't it?
Sweden looked really good on Tuesday. They I think they went through the card with a full quota of 7-2s. Their toughest challenge was GB, and they absolutely pissed all over GB in Heat 3.
Got a point.
And Jakob Thorsell was gating as well. Freddie was working hard, and when he came in to do a couple of rides, Timo Lahti weren't too bad either.
So, Team C. This year is the 7th Speedway of Nations. This team's never won it.
Poland?
They're on home soil,
Ooh.
Poland. Led by new GP star Patrick Dudek, world champion Bartosz Marzlik, and Birmingham legend Piotr Policki.
Poland's an interesting one. Obviously, every other team's had competitive racing, but Poland will get practice, I'd imagine, more than the practice they had on Wednesday as well. I think they'll get a little bit more in there. They're on home soil. Their inability to team ride and work together has shown in this competition, innit?
It certainly has.
I don't think they're going to win it. There's a little preview to my predictions. Winnie says SON2 Denmark by a fair bit, then Poland and GB a fair way back. So Winnie's gone for the same 3 on the podium as I have. Winnie's got a little bit more faith in the tea drinkers than Mr. Palmer.
It's not hard to do, to be honest. I don't have any... If you've got a home team and I support you, you're knackered.
Yeah.
Team D then, Australia, from one team that can't work together to a team that can work together. The Kangaroos, led by silver medalist Brady Kurtz, Jack Holder, who apparently never shakes his opponent's hands, and Jason Doyle.
Australia's an interesting one. Brady Kurtz is still on a high. I think he'll be disappointed with finishing second, but on a debut season, when all's said and done, that's a brilliant turn up for the books, and he's shown he can do it on the world stage, winning half of the GP rounds this season, and he can team ride him, and Dan Bewley did that fairly well at Bellevue, and Jack Holder can be as quick as anyone on his day as well. When you've got 3 2025 GP riders in your team, that's some experience to have, and I do think they're in with a good shout on Saturday.
Team E, a team that was very, very impressive last night. Denmark, led by Leon Madsen, with another Birmingham legend, Michael Jepsen Jensen, and Mikkel Mikkelsen, who, if rumours are to be believed, is a GP star again next year.
A lot of Grand Prix experience in that Denmark team, and when you've got Nicky Pedersen and Hans Andersen leading the way as well, you've got some brains behind it, and you've got some talent on the track. Leon Madsen looks rejuvenated since he's been left out of the Grand Prix, and Michael Jepsen Jensen, who is a Grand Prix rider again next season, will be high on confidence after a good season. And Mikkel Mikkelsen hasn't been great, hasn't been good at all really this year, I don't think.
No.
But it's a good backup to have for Denmark, and there's a lot of talent coming through the ranks in Denmark, so it could have been any one of 2 or 3 riders that backed up the top 2.
Team F, the team that looked average the other day.
The tea drinkers.
The tea drinkers.
Hey, up the tea drinkers.
If this team win the Speedway Nations, I will buy Yorkshire tea for a month rather than Tetley.
I'll hold you to that.
And they're led by Robert Lambert with Daniel Bewley and Thomas Brennan.
Couldn't gate Tuesday, could they? It was as simple as that. It started off bad, then just completely missed the gate against Sweden. Weren't particularly impressive from the TAPES or meeting. Had speed when they were out on track, but to be fair, other than Sweden, there was no real, competition for them. Dan Bewley made me need to change my underpants a couple of times because I thought he was going straight through that fence with how wide he was going. There's riding the bags, and then there's what Dan Bewley was doing.
And then, last but no means least, Latvia, Andrzej Lebedevs, Jen Jarvis, Kostigos and Daniel Kolodinskis.
with all due respect, they're just there to make up the numbers in this final.
Them and Czechs are, I think, yeah.
They're just there to make up the numbers. It was just the best of the rest. They felt fortunate, didn't they, that there was 3 teams from both semi-finals that went through, and they're not going to have much of an impact.
Apparently, from what I've been seeing in group chats, should be Norway in this final rather than Latvia.
Oh, I was quite impressed by the Ukrainians. I was quite impressed by Nazar Parnitsky. Maybe not the Ukrainians as a nation, but certainly by Nazar Parnitsky. Last night.
He was very, very good, isn't he? Very, very good.
For me, he should be a Grand Prix rider. I think he's better than certainly Mikkelsen, who's rumoured to be a wild card. Certainly Becker, who's rumoured to be a wild card. And he's the GP2 champion, so for me he should have earned his spot. I think he's more than capable, and I don't think politics should dictate who GP wildcards are, but once they're announced we'll have an episode dedicated to that, so we'll go into that then.
That we can. So predictions for the SON final, and who's your top 3 for Saturday night?
I think Australia win it. I think they've got the best looking trio. You know, that's not a bad number 3 to have in Jason Doyle, and he's got that little bit of edge, but also it's going to be difficult for him to dislodge Brady or Holder, I think. I've gone for Britain in second, the Dan Bewley and Robert Lambert partnership, and Tom Brennan didn't get really a look in on Tuesday, but he's more than capable of performing on that stage when he needs to. And third, I've actually not put Poland in my top 3 on home soil. I've gone for Sweden in third. They were really impressive on Tuesday.
Well, it's a bit of a shock, but you know, I've gone sort of down similar routes. I think Denmark win it overall. Leon Madsen was flying when he got going. Mikkelsen was Mikkelsen. And Michael Jepsen Jensen, let's be honest, he's had the season of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, you know, they're going to give it one big last push for silverware. And if Torrens prepared like it normally is, not rather than slick, that's going to suit Team Denmark down to the ground. I've gone for Sweden in second. I think they just adapted to the conditions, didn't they, the other night, and they was absolutely flying. And I've gone for Poland in third, because even though I don't think they'll win it, you can't discount the Poles on the home track.
It's interesting. So you've left the reigning champions off your podium.
I have, because I don't have much faith in my own teams.
But it is Robert Lambert's home track in Poland, and he's just won the league title on it with Torren.
So did Jankovic, and look how he performed the other day.
He's crap anyway, though.
Kingsland fans, we do not mean to offend, but he has a point.
I do. He was crap. He's good in Britain, but Britain compared to Poland and Grand Prix isn't.
It is a different kettle.
It's not a lot, is it? It's not a lot.
It is a different kettle of fish when you spend half a season at reserve in Britain.
We'll have a quick interval in a moment, but first of all, shall we have a quick look at what's going on at the Kings Lynn Pride of the East meeting? I've got the scores up on the screen if you want me to.
Oh, go on then, I'll let you run through it.
Cooper Russian is unbeaten with 9 from 3 so far. Jason Garrad has scored 3 from 2. Kai Ward has failed to score from 2 rides. Kenzie Cozzy has scored 2 from 2. Ben Trigger 4 from 2. Dylan Huthwaite, no score from 3 rides. William Cairns is unbeaten on 6 from 2. Ollie Binns 2 from 2. Jack Smith 4 from 2. James Shanes, who's getting back into the Speedway scene, and I would not be surprised to see him back on Shao next season. And I think when we cover our last topic on tonight's episode, I think James Shanes will be someone I'll be talking about a little bit more then. Is on 5 from 2. Ryan Ingram, who we've got a personal investment in, is on 3 from 3. Darryl Richings 3 from 2. Ben Morley, another person we've got a vested interest in, is on a single point from 2 rides. Sam Woods 1 from 2. Dale Wood 4 from 2, and Geordie Loftus is on 7 from 3. and that's with 9 heats gone at this exact moment in time. Winnie says GB, Poland, and unfortunately Australia can't stand Holder, but that's me lot.
A lot of people can't stand Holder, to be honest.
They always see him as the troublemaker of the two, don't they? A lot of more people seem to like Noddy than they do Jack.
I think, to be fair, right, Chris was. This might even have been before when you started watching Speedway, to be honest. Chris Holder and Darcy Ward, they were brilliant riders on track, but they were proper dickheads off it. And then ultimately, it sounds horrible, but the two crashes that both of them had sort of matured them as people. And now, like, Chris Holder's quite a well-liked person, and I've got a lot of time for him now. And I hate to say this, I really do, but maybe Jack will change his attitude if something like that happens to him.
Possibly, yeah. He does get a bad rap. Some of it, I mean, personally, I've never had an issue with him. Every time he's been to Brum in the last couple of years while I've been there, he's been fine. He's quite approachable. He'll have a chinwag with you for a couple of minutes. Although Chris does have to rein him in sometimes as well, which is quite well known. But I do think as he matures, and like you say, if anything like what happened to Noddy or Darcy were to happen to Jack, and he had just a big one that sort of put his, racing and his attitude and stuff into perspective, I think he'd probably turn out a lot more like Noddy.
100%.
We're having a quick minute or two breather before we do our predictions for the next few meetings. If you can load up the the meetings up to and including Sunday the 12th.
I will do such a thing.
And we'll be back at about past with the last, second part of our episode.
Hello again, everybody. We're back. Sorry for the delay. We was very, very, very busy compiling the fixtures that are happening over the course of the next week or so. And obviously we're going to give our predictions for these meetings because why not?
If you read out the meetings, we'll give our predictions as we go. It's probably my list is completely out of order.
Starting on Saturday the 4th, not what I've put on my screen here. Saturday the 4th, we've got Plymouth Centurions versus the Leicester Fox Cubs in a meaningless National Trophy meeting.
You can go first. I'll take the even numbers if you want to take the odd numbers first.
Because it's a meeting that don't matter and I can't really see Plymouth winning, I'm going to go 42-48.
I'll go with Leicester by 12.
Bloody hell, does that make the score? Is that 38, 50?
51-39 in Leicester's favour. I just think Leicester are really strong, especially now with Geordie Loftus in their team and Freddie Hodder. There's multiple National League standard number ones in that team.
There is. It's almost too good.
Before we carry on, Michelle's commented, Darcy grew up after his ban, I think. Chris has always been a lovely guy and always gave a lot of time to the fans at Poole. Jack always behaved like a spoilt little boy.
Suppose when it comes to Jack, it depends what kind of mood he's in, doesn't it?
It's like all of us, though, I suppose, that, and some days we just wake up and we just think, oh no, I'm going to be a dick today.
Me most days, that bush, not going to lie.
Next meeting.
Next meeting on Sunday the 5th, it's the second leg of the playoff semi-final in the Championship between the Red Car Bears and the Poole Pirates, with the Poole Pirates obviously holding a 6-point advantage going into the second leg.
This one's tough to call for me. It depends who Red Car have as a guest. I assume it will be Jake Allen.
I can't see it being anybody else, to be honest.
No, me. It'll be one of Jake Allen or Nick Morris, I think, but I'd say it'll probably be Jake. This one's so difficult to call.
It's not easy, is it?
What's the aggregate? 42-48?
42-48.
Oh, no, it's Red Car by 10. I reckon Red Car eliminate Poole.
You're brave.
I think too many of the Poole riders just aren't in form at the moment. Tobias Thompson, Paul Stark to an extent, William Cairns up and down as well.
So I've gone for a Red Car win on the night, but I don't quite think they met the final. That pains me to say because I've got a lot of time for Red Car. But Poole know what they need to do, and when it comes to business time like this, they tend to know how to do it.
But I think we also need to factor in the fact Richard Lawson has just become a dad as well, and where will his priorities be at this point?
But I'm sticking with my guns and I'm saying 47-43 to Red Car.
Oh, you reckon it'll just be the narrowest of defeats?
It's gonna be very narrow, but it's Poole in the playoffs. I'm not betting against them.
Michelle has said Poole to nick it by 1 or 2 points overall, so she's getting sort of the same kind of area as you, 47-43 to Red Car, but a Poole advance by a point or 2.
All depends who Red Car can bring in for Jody Scott.
And their options are quite limited. We had a look and a chat about this last night, didn't we? And to us, the standout option is probably Vinnie Ford, but he also has ties to Poole, and where would his loyalties be with that?
Or do Red Car phone in an old friend from last season?
Triggs. That wouldn't be a bad. But you need your team on song, and him and Ace don't particularly get on at the moment, do they?
They're not the best. They're not the best of pals, are they?
No. It will be interesting to see, though. It'll be interesting to see. But whoever they bring in as a guest, I don't think they'll do around the Echo Arena what Jody Scott would have done.
No, nobody will have as much of an impact at Redcar as what Jody Scott has got. To be honest,
if Redcar had Jody, I think Redcar advance easily.
I can't disagree with that. To be honest.
Next meeting.
So on Monday, our next watch along. In fact, please tune in. Leicester Lions versus the Ipswich Switches in the first leg of the playoff final of the Premiership.
This is you to go first, thankfully. And this is a battle of you versus me. You and your vested interest in Ipswich versus me and my now most local club of Leicester.
The worst bit is both teams have won at each other's track as well this year.
It makes it really difficult, don't it?
It makes it so hard to predict.
Really, really difficult to pick. I'm glad I ain't going first on this one.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No problem.
I think Leicester nicked the meeting just.
What are you going for?
I'm going for a 47-43 to Leicester.
I'm going to go a little bit wider than you. I think Leicester win by 10 at home.
Right. On to Wednesday. We've got round 2 of Pool versus Redcar. We're going to have a lot of this, by the way.
I was going to say there's a lot of this coming up, ain't there? But at least Pool ain't been the complete standout alone, you know.
With the first leg of the Knockout Cup final. I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, it's me, isn't it? Oh, God. I'm going to say Pool by 10. I think they'll take a little bit of a bigger margin to Redcar. Again, the Jody Scott effect. The obvious guest around Wimborne Road for me is Vinnie Ford, but if they use Trigger, perhaps they'll get him in for all of the meetings until Jody can go again. But Jody Scott, even around Pool, is a massive loss again.
100%. And to be honest, I've gone down a similar kind of path. Jody's going to be a massive loss, and I could see Paul getting a 52-38 win.
A bit wider on that one. I'd be interested to see Michelle's thoughts on that one. Obviously a Paul supporter.
And then, also next Wednesday, the most important meeting of the lot. It's the Steelers versus the Leicester Lion Cubs in a meaningless National League meeting. I think this one's me to go first, isn't it?
It is you to go first, boss. Michelle has commented. She says, depends on the league result. If Redcar win the league battle, Paul win by 10. But if Redcar lose the league battle, I think Paul only win by 4 or 6. It is interesting that actually the change of dynamics, as we spoke about this on the watch along in the Cup semi-final, the dynamics change. You know, Redcar had bigger meetings still on the horizon. If they drop out of the league to Pool, they'll want to ensure that Pool don't get one over him in the Cup as well.
100%.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. I just thought that was an interesting dynamic.
No, got a point. Steelers versus Leicester Lion Cubs. Leicester win 53-37.
I'm going to go with Leicester by 20. So 55-35. Or, you know, by 20 points if there's 2 dodgy scores and it's still by 20 points. I'll take that as well. That's why I always go with by a number rather than an actual score prediction.
Got a point.
Oh, God, I've got the difficult one to do first this time, innit?
Yes, you have.
Oh, God.
All we're going to say, right, all I'm going to say is come 10 o'clock on Thursday night, one of us is going to be happy and the other one's going to be you, Dill.
You're very confident for a man whose team lost to Sheffield on home shower recently, and to be fair, Bellevue were piss poor. Leicester will not be that poor.
No, but I think I've got more faith in Ipswich having the second leg at home.
This depends a lot on how Lou Becker and the two reserves turn up, because Dan Thompson is back at reserve for the playoffs for the Premiership, and I think that's key. He's capable of doing what Adam Ellis did. Will he? Possibly. I don't think he's been the same rider, certainly at Ipswich, than he was before the injury. I'm going to go with Ipswich by 16.
A big number.
Which would equal 53-37.
We've not gone too far away then. Ipswich won on the night 51-39. Right, round 3 then. Round 3, knockout cup final, second leg, Red Bears versus Poole Pirates. Jody Scott still isn't back.
Michelle's idea has now changed my thought process on this.
Got me thinking.
It's really got me thinking as well. Is this the point where Redcar used the same guest for all, or do they give both Vinnie Ford and Ben Trigger an opportunity and then go with whichever was the better for this one? Or do they use Ben Trigger at the Echo Arena because he can ride the place and use Vinnie Ford at Pod? They're just the two we're assuming. They're the two that jump out. There are other people like Darwood and people like that would be available, but
yeah,
I don't necessarily think... I think the best two options are Vinnie Ford and Ben Trigger. I'm glad you've got this one first.
Well, because I like a bit of drama every now and again, I said in the first leg, Paul win 52-38.
Are you going for 52-38?
I say in the second leg, Redcar win 52-38 and we got down to a Super 8.
That's an interesting call. I think Redcar win on the night at home. I think even without Jody Scott, I think there's enough impetus in that team to do it at home. I'll go Redcar by 6, which would make Poole champions on aggregate. Michelle says they'll need Trigger at home as Vinny will probably have done himself a bit of damage in the first leg. It's a fair point.
Yeah, you got a point.
A very good one, in fact. Next.
Right, I'm glad you get to go first on this one.
Oh, God.
The British Under-19 final at Workington.
What we're doing, top 3?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know who's in it other than Luke and Ace. Where's my mobile device gone?
We're doing third to first or first to third?
It has also just been announced by Redcar that tomorrow's Middlesbrough Tigers versus Bellevue Colts meeting's been postponed.
It's the right decision based on that weather forecast.
It was the only decision to make, wasn't it?
It's no point sending riders out, especially Ace, who's got important meetings coming up for Redcar. They're already without one reserve, and Ace has hit some form as well now, so they don't want to be losing him to dodgy conditions or anything like that for a meeting that is utterly meaningless.
Under-19 final draw. Here we go.
We'll
This
do
is interesting.
we'll do third to first. So if you go, I'll say my third first, then you, then me. Then you can go like that. I'm gonna say William Cairns third.
So you're going Cairns third. I'm gonna go for Freddie Hodder third.
Second spot. I'm gonna go for the reigning champion in second, Ace Piper.
So you're going. I'll put you. Oh, 2 seconds. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for Luke Harrison in second.
Ooh.
And now, who is your under 19 champion?
Cooper Russian.
So, I've gone for this winner of the meeting purely on home track knowledge, providing he don't kill himself. Vinnie Ford.
It's an interesting one.
Think it might be his last crack at it, and with it being on his home track, he's going to want to end the season on a high, and he's more than capable of doing so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We've got another couple of pointless National League meetings now, haven't we?
We've got a double header at Bellevue.
Should we just have a quick look at what's going on at Kings Lynn while we've got a moment?
Go on then.
Cooper Russian is still unbeaten, 4 rides, 4 wins. Jason Garrad has withdrawn after his 3rd ride due to a previous injury and finishes his day on 3. Kai Ward has yet to score from 3. Kenzie Cozzy has scored 2 from his 3 rides. Ben Trigger's got 3 second places. Dylan Huthwaite is still on 3 last places. Well, a fall and 2 lasts with nothing from 3 rides. Will Cairns is on 9 from 4 with 2 wins, a second and a third. Ollie Binns is on 6 with 2 thirds, 2 seconds. Jack Smith is on 7 from 3 with 2 wins in there. James Shanes is on 8 from 3 rides, including winning his last 2 rides. Your voice message to Ingram worked. He won his last ride and is now on 6 points from 4 rides. Darryl Richins is on 6 from 4. Ben Morley is on 3 from 4 with 3 third places and a last. Sam Woods is on 1 from 4 rides, retired from 1, fell in 1. He's only finished 2 races and he scored 1 point from those. Dale Wood is on 7 from 3, including 2 race wins, and Geordie Loftus is still on 7 from 3 as well.
Interesting times then.
Next meeting?
Bellevue Colts versus Steelers, and why do we care?
That's the question, isn't it? I don't even know who's in the Steelers team. I know who's not going to turn up for the Steelers. That fella we keep talking about, your under-19 champion.
Yeah, I'm just going to come out and say it now. Bellevue 60, Steelers 30.
I'm going Bellevue by 20, and the Colts are crap. They're really not that good other than Will Cairns. The rest of the team is crap.
They made hard work of beating Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
And that's only because Ace got only dropped 1 point from 6 rides as well.
Steen did well in that as well, didn't he?
He did. I think he got 8-15 if I remember.
I think it was Ace and Steen in 15, weren't it?
And then we've got Bellevue Colts versus Edinburgh Academy. They're both really shit teams, so I'm going to go 60-30 again.
I'll go Bellevue by 14 in that one. I reckon the Academy might offer a little bit more resistance.
And then
You're
for the final,
going first on this one as well. You've given me
yes,
all the
Dave.
bloody hard ones first. You can have this one.
Thanks, mate.
No problem.
Red card Biaz versus the Glasgow Tigers. 44 for you know what? Red card by 10, 50-40.
I've gone red card by 12. I don't think Glasgow's reserves. I think red card's reserves will make the difference, and crucially, as long as he recovers well from his concussion, his mandatory period out will be over then for Jody Scott.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the meetings over the course of the coming 10 days.
So we'll have a quick look. We are on an hour at the minute, but we have had a 7-minute break in between, so that's not the end of the world. We'll have a quick look at what we've got coming up on Shoot Some Shower watch-alongs and stuff in the next week or so. We'll go up to next Sunday, what meetings we're going to be covering.
So we're not back till Monday now, I believe.
Yep.
Well, we'll be where we have the D&D media explosion.
It's like John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania, or Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
This is the Mega Powers explode.
Oh, we're going full Mega Powers, are we? Which one?
We're
I want to be
going full Mega
Savage. I
Powers.
want to be Savage. You can be Hogan.
Is that because Hogan's dead?
Well, you can be that if you want, you know.
Don't you threaten me with a good time? So we're back Monday at 7:30-ish.
Yeah, it's TNT meeting, and so it'll be around about that time, because they always take the piss to preview anyway.
So you never know. If we're really, really lucky, we might be in bed by midnight that night. But yeah, we've got Leicester Lions versus the Ipswich Witches, and then on the Wednesday, potentially we've got Paul versus Redco in the Knockout Cup final.
It's more than likely we'll cover that one just to watch Ace in it.
More than likely, but obviously we will confirm that one closer to the time with the Steelers having a meeting as well.
Yeah.
On the Thursday, we'll have the second part of the D&D media explosion with Ipswich versus Leicester. Again, that'll be a 7:30-ish start. Because
does that mean by Friday I might have to find a new business associate, and all these deals we're doing with clubs and riders at the moment may have gone completely tits up?
Oh no, I'm sure we can be pals. I'm sure we could be pals again by Friday morning.
After sleeping on it.
Yeah. We're not covering anything on the 10th because I'm off to Redcar. I might even go to the British Under-19s at Workington, I don't know yet. And then on Sunday the 12th, as long as I'm back in time, which I should be, we'll probably end up covering Redcar versus Glasgow.
Here's one for you. You're going to like this. Winnie has commented, are you having an end of season piss up on here? A few beers, couple of cornettos and a takeaway sounds like a good idea. 100%.
I like that idea.
We did that last year. There's a video somewhere on this channel of Palmer and our work experience community service boy Alan having a good sing-song to Christmas music. We'll be doing something like that, maybe a Christmas kind of stream. We will also be doing the D&D Media Shoot Some Shower Dafters, which are like the BAFTAs, but for silly people like me and Palmer, where we give away fake trophies and awards for riders, teams and all of that stuff during the season. That'll be coming up probably maybe the end of October, start of November time, if the season's done by then.
Well, you never know. I mean, I'm still anticipating a Boxing Day doubleheader.
Yeah. But yeah, there will be some kind of Christmas do. We'll get Alan involved. There'll probably be a bit more karaoke from Alan and Palmer. Palmer will have a couple of beverages, which is always fun, and Alan's a laugh a minute when he's had a few.
Is it a good idea to have Alan on when he's had a few?
Yeah. I think it's more worrying for Pinny if you're on when you've had a few, because you will not hold back on what you think.
Right, neither do I. That's when I'm sober.
It's true.
But yeah, we'll do some form of end of season do and a Christmas do, and we'll get loads of inches inside of us and just have a bit of a party. Maybe even have a kebab with it.
Yeah, bit of sing song from Alan and Palmer. I have integrity to keep, so I don't get involved in that. I have to do the techie stuff, thankfully.
Unfortunately, I've got some integrity to keep as well. We've been a centigrade presenter.
uh,
One last shameless plug. I am getting Scuddy Dan merch made. If you want some in time for Christmas, bang me a message over on Facebook and we can sort something out.
we need to get our D&D media stuff made. That's a bloody idea. I'd forgot all about that.
Well, to be fair, we need to know what logo we're having yet. But we can sort that out in the not too distant future.
That's true.
Ah,
One last topic to discuss, and probably the one that's going to take the longest discussion. And when we've gone 5 minutes over the time we'd set ourselves, but it's one we need to talk about.
it is, to be honest. So yeah, it was announced this morning, I think. Or was it last night? I can't remember.
We had between us, we'd spoken about this for a couple of weeks, and this was a badly kept secret.
Buxton are coming back. Get in.
You ain't done Speedway right unless you've done Buxton on a cold, wet Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I'll never forget one of my first experiences of Buxton. This must have been 2006. We got there. As soon as we got there, it absolutely pissed it down. We did 14 heats, then they watered the track and they went out for heat 15. We watched the whole meeting in the car. So you could park your car up on the back straight and watch the meetings while you was in your car. It was lovely.
So Buxton's back with Lawrence Rogers being the manager, and I'm going to butcher this. What the bloody hell's... Tony and Melvin Hipkiss are going to be the co-promoters. That's the one. Under Lawrence's tutelage with Lawrence's promoter's licence. So it's going to be Birmingham's National League team based at Buxton. And a lot of the Birmingham track staffs and volunteers and people like that have gone as well. So it's just going to be Birmingham on a smaller track in the Peak District.
Big up Buxton, a track on the hill.
I've never been to Buxton.
Till next year, Mush.
Bit of a way to go, really.
I'll pick you up on the Saturday. We can have a Saturday night drive up there.
Stop at the services at Mackey's or something and just sit in the car for the night.
Well, you never know. I might invest in a tranny van and I'll let you lay across the seats in the front.
Thanks.
No problem.
Sake. It's good to have a bit of good news regarding British Speedway for a change. We hear about all these tracks closing, obviously Sheffield's future uncertain. There are rumours about another team coming up to the Premiership at another race track, not necessarily Speedway track, but it is a shale track. Birmingham's gone, Wolves gone a couple of years ago, Peterborough gone. So it's nice to have a track coming back.
I know we're talking about Buxton coming back. There's still hope for Peterborough at the minute. APEG or whatever they're called, they've not met deadlines set to them by the council, and it sounds like, look, if you look at Company's House, AEPG have gone bust.
It's because they didn't get the land and they didn't get to build on it soon enough. That's what it is.
Does that all of a sudden open a potential return to the Speedway at Peterborough?
Could do. If they've had to liquidate their finances, then that could be the lifeline Peterborough needed, and it would be nice to see the showground come back. It was always a brilliant track.
For me, it was always the best track in the country.
Always good facilities as well. Like, there's local. It's a big, massive area. There's accommodation relatively local. It was quite easy to get to as well.
Peterborough was mint back in the day, and I genuinely love nothing more than to see them come back because Peterborough's easy to get to as well.
Just a quick one. Michelle has said, right, chaps, got to go and encourage TT off the Xbox and get ready for bed. Good chat. Catch you next time.
Catch you on Monday, Michelle. Big love to yourself and TT.
And but yeah, Buxton return. It's good news, and it's good to have. And it's a track that a lot of people go to. It's one of those almost fundamentals of British Speedway. Never the most exciting track, or never this, that, and the other, but always a decent place to go to, good facilities, and it's good to see one come back.
It's just a more basic Edinburgh.
Yeah,
is probably the best way to put it. But no, as I say, I absolutely used to love trips up to Buxton. I haven't been for a few years, so it'd be nice to get back up there. And yeah, interesting to see what happens, and obviously if they get accepted into the National League and trophy and whatever we're having next year.
And we will just quickly read the statement that was put out by, the BSPL website put it on, but it was from Lawrence and the people behind that. The statement reads, Buxton are ready to apply to the Development League race in 2026 after an absence of nearly a decade. The unique Derbyshire venue last staged the sport back in 2018, but an agreement has been reached with the landlord Barry Watson to bring back regular racing and speedway, and the emphasis under its new promotion will once again be youth development. And I do know that the landlord of the track did want speedway back. He's spoken to multiple people, and thankfully, some people have been able to come to a deal with him, and it's all gone through. And it is very much the core background team at Birmingham that are going to be going. This venture is led by Lawrence Rogers following the recent closure of Birmingham for redevelopment, with investment from brothers Tony and Melvin Hipkiss, along with Chris and Sheila Bowen, who are long-term backers at Perry Bar through Ductair Engineering. Lawrence Rogers said, we'll be running regular practice sessions and training schools whilst making an application to ride in any National Development League formats for 2026. They were both league and trophy competitions in 2025, and we want Buxton involved in whatever 2026 brings. This is an opportunity I could not ignore. We have to keep the MDL going and through the many riders, and want to continue this at Buxton, along with giving track time to up and coming 125 and 250cc riders. I must thank Barry for his help and support for our plans. He's been most helpful, and also a big thank you to our investors and our main team sponsors, Ductair, plus the superb volunteers who are 100% behind the plans and will be giving up their weekends to get the work done. We are hoping that the initial track work will be underway soon and we can start practice sessions as soon as possible. And an interview went out with Lawrence on the new Facebook page earlier on today, saying that the track could potentially be up for action by the end of October.
Yeah, that's good news. Yeah, it's very good news, to be fair. I think most Speedway fans will tell you, if you've never been to Buxton, you haven't done Speedway right. So it's positive.
I've followed Speedway for 11 years and I ain't done it right because I ain't been to Buxton? That's shocking. That's 11 years of my life. Exactly. I'm never going to get back.
To be fair, I don't think Buxton's ridden for about 11 years.
It's true. It's very true. There were a thing when I got into Speedway. They were going in the National League. It's never really been much more than a National League venue, has it? But Birmingham and the people around Birmingham have been successful at that level. So if Lawrence is going to build a National League team, he could build a good one.
When you see the setup, you'll understand why it's never been more than a National League track. But yeah, I mean, they could be successful. I mean, I do vaguely remember when Birmingham was successful in 2015-16. I think it was. There was under the Masons then, because Lawrence Rogers was at Plymouth as manager there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and personally, on a selfish note, I hope Scunny enter a team in the National League again, just so I can have a meaningful visit to Buxton until our meeting gets rained off and gets put on the 31st of October next year.
Yeah, it will be good to see a track come back, and obviously me and you both know Lawrence quite well, and he's always extremely complimentary of how the Birmingham Volunteers were, and obviously he's taken a good number of them with him to Buxton, so the work that needs to be done will get done, and there's a passionate team behind it, and it's nice to hear a landlord owning the track, and he doesn't want to sell it to council for redevelopment. He wants to keep racing and keep Speedway there, or bring it back there.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's different in it to hear something like that, rather than being a bit greedy, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, and it's good to hear of a track opening again rather than closing, and there's no massive amount of work that needs to be done there either. You know, the track's still there. You know, it's going to need a little bit of work to get it raceable and stuff, and hopefully they won't need to add any shale to it, because that Birmingham shale belongs absolutely nowhere barring the skip. But hopefully they can have some success there, and it'll be around for years to come, and it'll be a track that can have access all the time. So there'll be MDL, which Lawrence is passionate about, giving the youngsters track time, and you know, building almost a feeder team through MDL meetings into the National League team, and it could be a proper like academy style thing there.
100%. It's going to be an interesting project, and you know, wish them all the best with it. Really.
I do suspect it won't be the Buxton Hitmen that we've come to know, though. I suspect.
Oh no!
I do suspect Lawrence will want to take the Bulls name with him, having used it at Birmingham for the National Trophy team this year. I suspect it will be the Buxton Ducktair Bulls.
The Buxton Bulls just doesn't sound right.
But like we spoke about earlier, this day and age, you couldn't promote a club as the Hitmen.
No, it would be.
There's too many snowflakes. There'd be that many complaints about it.
The Buxton they them. Sorry, the Buxton hit they them.
The Buxton Hit Microwaves.
Yes.
But yeah, it's good news. Do you want to fill us in on when we're back? Just one last reminder, and then we'll wrap up this first episode, and anyone that's watched or listened, a bit of feedback wouldn't go amiss. If it's been good, if it's been bad. Obviously we've ran over a little bit on time for this one, but there will be a little bit more compact and broken down going forward, but we do want to keep them live like this on here, because we've realised that this is where the core following of what we do is.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I mean, as we've said before we come on, we've built a little bit of a community. We've got quite a few people that tune in to watch us chat bollocks about meetings going on, so we may as well chat bollocks about other stuff going on as well. So, but yeah, so we're back on Monday, where we're going to watch Leicester versus Ipswich from the Hydro Scanned Arena at Beaumont Park.
We'll probably end up cutting wrestling style promos on each other and everything for this. It'll be brilliant. Most entertaining thing people will have seen all year. Probably be more entertaining than the meetings.
You know how it is. We're more entertaining than the meetings anyway, to be honest. And that's just when someone mentions Backbums.
Oh, yes. And this podcast will be coming back. It'll be running through the winter. Probably be every fortnight, give or take, but that'll be more when the season's ended. We just wanted to get the first episode out. We will have the occasional interview with someone, or chat with a supporter that we're mates with, or rider that we sponsor, or something along those lines from now and again. But we also want to keep it, you know, everyone does interviews with people, so we wanted to do something a little bit different with what we're doing.
And hopefully we can bring that different product to you now.
A little bit of feedback already. Winnie, enjoyed that, fellas. Like the format, definitely worth tuning in. And Leonard, very good, lads. Enjoyed tonight, even though we have gone 1 hour 19 minutes at this point.
It's 19 minutes past my bedtime.
We were 20 minutes, 25 minutes late starting, and we've got 19 minutes overtime.
I've basically made it up then.
Speedway, and it never starts on time and never finishes unless there's a curfew half the time.
You know how it is.
So we're just
Anyway.
keeping it real.
He's been Dylan, I've been Dan. That was Tapes to Flag, the Speedway podcast. Now here.